2023, here we are. While that light is bright, I'm looking very ghostly and pale. Oh well, we'll work with it, I guess. Yeah, 2023 is here. At least on the East Coast. Here in the Midwest, I'm in Ohio. It's 1:12 in the a.m. right now, so it's been about an hour and 12 minutes into 2023. I'll drink to that. Wow, you can't even tell what I'm drinking. It's so bright. Actually, I shouldn't even show off what I'm drinking, but what can you do? Cheers. Look, there's Nitrogliss. What up, homie? Good to see you, man. Hope you are enjoying your New Year's celebration, whatever you're doing. Even if it's home, drinking alone, like I'm doing right now. Whatever it is, I just thought I'd just kind of go over all JD Head and up in the what is up, man? Yeah, I've been thinking that this year's been kind of terrible, but I can't judge a whole year off of the last few months of it because honestly, I was kind of going through like photos over the past year, and this has been a pretty awesome year that I've had. Like, probably one of the best years I've had in a long time, actually. And instead of, feeling sorry for myself over recent events, I thought I'd just kind of look back and celebrate the cool shit that I did. See Nitrogliss putting in work, delivering the goods for the people who need it. I'm off work today. Unfortunately, I have to work tomorrow, but that's not going to stop me from celebrating. Hell yeah. But, yeah, I got like a year in review kind of photo album up. For some reason, it didn't keep them in the order I placed them, so I'm going to just kind of guess like where the beginning of the year is and like each month and kind of go from there. Happy New Year, Katie Matt. Good to see you. Sabby Lou has ads, so I'll just kind of talk for a little bit until she tells me she's back. But, oh, she's out of ads. That was quick. Okay, cool. Just kind of going over the cool stuff that happened to me this year. I made a Facebook post about it and an Instagram post today, but I kind of want to go a little in depth into each of these pictures and just kind of talk about my memories of the good things about 2022. I might touch on some of the bad things just a little bit. I'm trying to be very careful about how I word some things and address some things. I've already gotten in kind of hot water as it is, so I'm trying to be very delicate. So I'm not going to talk about that very much if that's what you're all hopping on the stream for. I'm not going to stoke any fires or make any drama worse. Sorry about it. This is a positive stream. I know none of y'all are here for that, though. Alright. So anyway, Happy New Year to everybody. I know some of y'all on the West Coast, it's not quite 2023 yet. But, hey, it's going to be there soon. But let's hop in. The first picture I want to pull up, let's see. This one here. Let's see how good that's showing. Oh, man, how am I going to... Let's see, how do I make this Happy New Year D Rose? Let's see if I can do this. There we go. Might just have to hop from screen to screen here to kind of show off. So to start off, I got hired into my local hospital here. Actually, it was the end of 2021 is when I got my badge and signed all the orientation paperwork and stuff, but I officially started like January 3rd or something like that this year. It's hospital's called Ohio Health. I was working in a larger hospital. I got promoted, I guess you could say, full-time, and it's in a much smaller, more chill hospital doing outpatient and inpatient registration. Mainly for the emergency room, and then also some people that come in for like x-rays, CT scans, and things like that. I just verify their insurance, make sure their information's up to date. Probably like the easiest job I've ever had, and yet the most fulfilling as well. Some nights do get kind of boring, I will admit that. But it's easily like my favorite job I've ever had. I just got my 1 year service sticker to add to my badge in the mail today, actually. So I'm kind of really proud of myself for that because a lot of jobs I've had have either been temporary and have only lasted like a few months, or things have come up where I've had to move, or things like that where I've had to switch jobs. But this one, yeah, I'm coming up on a year, and that's the first time I've been able to keep a job for this long in quite a while, and I really enjoy this. What is this stuff shit popping up on the screen here? Okay. But yeah, that's my badge, my smiling, gorgeous face. Thank you for the GGs, everybody. I appreciate them so much. Sabby's mostly straight edge. I myself, I will admit, I'm more of a drinker than a smoker. I drink to party, I smoke to relax, because when I smoke weed, I get a little too relaxed and I end up falling asleep most of the time. But I do love the feeling. I just have to make sure I'm in a spot where if I need to fall asleep like that, it won't be a problem. That's why it's hard for me to smoke too much weed at the gathering, because if you fall asleep there, people will fuck with you. And I ain't about that. But yeah, that's how my year started off, getting a new job. Great thing that happened to me, and that's what I'm trying to focus on, the good things that happened this year. Like the last couple months have been really just kind of one punch after another. But fuck that bullshit. We're going to talk about what made this year awesome. So the next thing I want to pull up is I'm a big wrestling fan, and I love the promotion AEW. And in January, I was actually able to go to my first AEW show. This is back when we still had to wear masks to go there, but I wanted to get the Burberry to represent my boy MJF, which I don't even think he's on the shirt, which is a shame. Oh yeah, there he is, right there. Yeah, definitely don't fall asleep with your shoes on. But yeah, I got that shirt. Got the I was there on the back of the shirt. There's the ticket. Like, very rare these days that you get to have, like a physical printed ticket to an event that you go to. So that was very cool. I thought that they mailed that to me, and I was able to have something to hold on to remember my first AEW show that I went to. And it was a great show. It was funny because it was called Beach Break, and it was in Cleveland, Ohio in January, which, like, it was freezing cold, like freeze your balls off cold. And Tony Schiavone actually interviewed, who was it? Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, I think, like out by Edgewater Beach, and you could just tell they were freezing their asses off. But for some reason, they wanted Beach Break to be in Cleveland, Ohio, and that was just hilarious. I was hoping they had a shirt that said Beach Break Cleveland, Ohio, because I just found that like hysterical. But that was also Cody Rhodes' last match in AEW before he went back to WWE, I believe. He had an amazing match with Sammy Guevara. It was a ladder match for, I think, the TNT title. And, like some of the spots they did were insane. Like a cutter from one ladder to the other, like all the way to the mat. Like, it just looked painful as shit. But somehow they pulled it off, and that was great. In February, this is a picture of me and one of my best friends, Brittany. We both actually became friends because we were big fans of Tyler, the Creator, and her screen name was Brittany Wolf Haley, which you got to see 3 AEW shows and 6 TV tapings. That's awesome, JD Hadden. What'd Sabby say? MJ made my dad paranoid as fucking angry. It was crazy. The smell can sometimes trigger me because I had no idea he did pot until he moved out and friends started pointing out the smell. I thought he just reeked because of booze and tobacco. Yeah, I've heard, I know, everybody always tells you you just have to have the right strain or whatever. I know sativa makes some people very paranoid. Sativa I prefer over indica because indica will straight up make me pass out. I can't stay awake for more than 30 minutes if I smoke indica. I just get way too relaxed and way too tired feeling. So when I do smoke, I do prefer sativa, but It has made me paranoid in a sense that like it's made my heart like start pounding, and I have high blood pressure, so I get like scared as fuck that I'm gonna have a heart attack. So I don't like that feeling very much. But I also do, when I don't get that paranoia, like sativa is like my go-to. But yeah, everybody's got their preferences. Like I said, indica just makes me like way too tired, way too fast. I just get a little too relaxed on that. Ugh. Wait, what's this? Oh shit, I didn't know JD hadn't had his own emote. That's fucking dope. All right, but yeah, here's so Tyler had two stages at the show we went to. Is that the Nationwide? No, the Schottenstein Center in Columbus, Ohio. He had a main stage he was on, but we hung back by the second stage, which is called the Grass Island, because we knew we'd be like right by him, and yeah, that's how close I was able to get to him. And he did like most of my favorite songs on that stage. A lot of songs from Flower Boy. He did "I Fucking Hate You" off the Wolf album. What else did he do? Oh, he did "Smuckers," which is like one of my favorite Tyler the Creator songs. Yeah, I don't know if anybody in the chat is a Tyler the Creator fan, but that was like an amazing show that he did. If you ever want to look up on YouTube, like Tyler the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost tour, just some of the footage from it. Like he really put on a hell of a show for everybody. That Andy said Columbus was like the most hype crowd that he had the whole title. Yeah, Nitrogliss loves Tyler. That's awesome. And hey, Berninja, speak of Sewer Crew, we have our Sewer Crew Homie of the Month for January in the house. Berninja, congratulations on that. You were very well deserving of that. Um, it's good to see someone get it who like really puts in the time, effort, and support for the community, and just like really is there, like more than just like once a week, if that. So yeah, it's good to see someone deserving of the Sewer Crew Homie of the Month to get it this month. 'Cause you deserve it more than most. That's just my personal opinion. But that's awesome. So let's all burn ninja, burn ninja, burn ninja, burn ninja, burn ninja. There's Mr. Fresh congratulating Burn Ninja. That's what's up. Yes. And Sabby, I'm sorry that you don't have energy for shows anymore. Most of the time when I go to shows, it gives me the energy that I desperately lack most of the other time in my life. But I'm trying to keep as much energy as I can. Yes, and Burn Ninja, I made you VIP because you've been one of my biggest supporters when I started streaming. You were there for every Last of Us stream. As much of a trial as that game was to get through emotionally, you were there to help me just hate everything about Abby in that game, and our hatred for Abby kind of yes, the fuck Abby. Yes, exactly. And our hatred for her kind of grew us closer together. Mr. Fresh, I feel the same way. I'm really trying to make 2023. I'm actually in a chat room, Grim 205. I don't know if anybody knows Grim, but all this year he called me the ladies' man, which I never asked for that title. I still don't get why he gave me that title. He says because when I was at the gathering, I was always surrounded by ladies. Hey, Shadowwood, thanks for coming in. Happy New Year to you. I understand that you're busy. Good to see you're doing okay, man. Like, much clown love to you. And thanks for popping in to say Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well. No, I know I'm Studley. But yeah, I guess because where I was sitting at the PAL tent, there was a lot of women sitting around me. Grim called me the ladies' man ever since then. JD Head, sorry I had to let the dog out. Yeah, I have my own emote now. Burst surprising. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Like, that's dope. Which, Burr, maybe I can hit you up for an emote for me. And I think Hovey's working on a new banner for me. The banner I have currently is someone made that for me who, like I said, I'm not going to say too much, but we're not on the best of terms right now, and like I just kind of like it off my stream as soon as I can. But I have it there now because I don't want just a blank stream with no banner. And it is a very beautiful job. Like they did a great job on it. So I'm not going to take away from their work. But yeah, and yeah, Sabby Lou, I'm looking forward to my Clapper Girl that you're gonna work on for me. There's no rush on that at all. I know you had a lot on your plate lately, so just whenever is fine on that. But The Last of Us 2, I think, yeah, Sabby Lou wanted me to describe that game. It's a sequel to a game called The Last of Us, and it's pretty much set um, after this like fungal infection kind of sweeps the nation and infects like a lot of people, turning them into these like horrible, disgusting zombie-like creatures. But instead of like traditional zombies, they like pretty much turn into like these horrifying walking like mushroom human hybrids that are just straight up terrifying. And in the first game, you play as a guy named Joel, and you find this girl who's been bitten, but she's immune, and she could be the key to get a cure for this fungal infection. I don't want to spoil too much in case anybody wants to play the game, but like you get super connected to these characters, and the second game is just kind of like a big F you to the people who got connected to the characters from the first one in a way. But it's all good. I get it's for like the sake of the story or whatever. Let's see, I think this was February or March. This next picture, I went with my dad to a local theater where I live in Mansfield, Ohio, called the Renaissance Center, which is a wonderful place. They put on great productions. I don't get to do a lot of things with my dad anymore because of my work schedule. And like, I realize I'm very blessed, or whatever word you want to use. Like, I'm very fortunate to have, supportive parents in my life, because I know not a lot of people have that. Well, I mean, I don't know. I can't say a lot, but there are people who don't have that relationship with their parents, and I never want to take anything good in my life for granted. So my dad wanted to take me to see this production called Spam-A-Lot, the musical, which is a musical, like Broadway style version of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And we got balcony seats. It was hilarious, great to see. There's the program I got for it. Lots of E. I don't know what that means, but oh yes, lots of people have toxic parents. Yes, they do. Yeah, that's what I said. Like I never want to take what I have for granted. The relationship I have with my mom and dad. I'm very grateful for that. And my heart does go out to people who have toxic parents and don't have that relationship. But I always tell people, I'll be your daddy, I'll be your mama, whatever you prefer. Yeah, I thought you were partying with lots of ecstasy or whatever, like whatever floats your boat to party. Hey, that's good with me. I just hope you get some good EDM going if you're doing that. Also in March, once again, like, I'm very grateful for any opportunity I get to do things with my family. I went with my brother to see the band Dragon Force. He's a big fan of them. I think, like, when he invited me to go, I only knew like their one song, Through the Fire and the Flames, which is popular on like Guitar Hero and stuff like that, like 10 years ago. And they mentioned that at their show. They're a very like hilarious band. Oh, let me pull up the picture. But the funny thing was with them is their tour bus broke down, so they weren't able to like bring their set with them. So they brought like these party balloons and shit like that to decorate the stage. And like, I think there's like a beer, like a balloon shaped like a beer back here, and a D and an F. And like they like were very like good spirits about it. They were like normally we'd have like a giant dragon and an arcade, but instead you get to come to child's birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese to see us perform tonight. And they even joked, like, how many people are here because they know one song that we released 10 years ago and they're feeling nostalgic about it. And, people were, like, laughing and cheering. But that's Herman Lee. He stepped kind of off the stage and held his guitar out to me, which is hilarious because I don't know the first thing about playing guitar. So I just kind of like you can see my hands, like you can tell I don't even know how to like hold a guitar, let alone play one. And this bald-headed bastard right here is my very salty brother watching me do this because he's played guitar, since we were kids. I'd have to listen to him over and over play the same riffs, practicing like Toxicity by the band System of a Down. Like when we were kids, I could hear him in his room just playing the same shit over and over again all day long, and it drove me nuts. So this, I felt, was kind of like revenge for that because I got to play his like one of his heroes guitars right in front of him, and he was so salty about it. What do you say? He's like, you could have like pulled on the whammy bar or played something cool. Instead, you played some Hall and Oates sounding riff, and I was like, hey, I didn't know what I was doing. But it was great. Yeah, poor guy, but he deserved it. No, I'm joking. He's my brother. I love him. But that was just a hilarious moment. He laughs about it too, so it's all good. But yeah. We also both got VIP, so we got to meet with the band and talk to them, got a picture with them. Like, there's all them in the background, looking awesome. There's us looking like, I just love this picture because I don't get to take a lot of pictures with me and my brother very much. You like the background, Bert Ninja? Yeah, I've been using that for my High on Life streams because it kind of ties in with the game, like where you go to different planets and stuff. I don't know if I'll keep it. I have the Streamlabs Pro or whatever it's called that gives me like access to these animated backgrounds, and that one really stuck out for me. But yeah, it was nice to be able to meet the band, even though I didn't know what to say to him. I was like, hey, you're a really good guitar player, and I love that song you did a long time ago. But like, I was just glad to see my brother was so excited to meet him and stuff. Now this next one I'm very proud of. There's a lot of firsts for me in the year 2022. Like, first time I went to an AEW show, first time I saw Tyler the Creator, one of my favorite rappers, with one of my best friends. First time I saw Spamalot, first time I saw Dragon Force. But this next one, first time in my life I ever went to a gym. And yes, I kind of was making fun of myself. Like, I got the 80s style, like, red, white, and blue Rocky headband. And you can't see the wristbands, but I had those on underneath my, like, complete tracksuit. Just, I went in looking like a jackass because, like, I wasn't really taking it that seriously. Because I was like, yeah, I'm going to come here and probably never come back again. But I did slip for a little bit. But I've been back on track. The funny thing is, like, I went back again for the first time in like probably like 2 or 3 months last week, and I was like all pumped and motivated. I even was watching Keegan the Creep stream at the time, and he was playing like a Mario Maker level, and I told him, if you beat this level, I'm not getting off this treadmill until it's been an hour. And like, I kind of motivated him to beat the level, which in turn it motivated me to stay on for the whole hour. My calves were killing me for like days after that, but it was worth it. But, I felt good about myself, and I was like, yes, I can't wait to really put in the dedication and work for these, like, I really want to lose my goal. I'm not even going to say I want to. It's going to happen. I'm going to drop 100 pounds by Christmas of 2023. I've already lost 10, and I'm just keeping at it, man. I'm, like, eating healthy. I've slipped up a little bit over the holidays. I've had some candy and stuff like that. I'm not going to lie. But, I'm just more focused and dedicated than ever. But as I was leaving the gym, there's a big sign that said, we will be closed for an indefinite amount of time because they're moving locations. They're moving like all their shit from one building to another. And I was like, well, I'll tell you what I did. I love this sound alert. It was pretty much one of these... Wait, I have to log into Twitch again? Really? To play my own sound alerts? See, it always kills the momentum because I got to do this crap. Why did it kick me off my Twitch? Oh well. Let's enter my code here. 968993. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if anybody watches Curb Your Enthusiasm, but it's about this guy named Larry David who always has like just the worst things happen to him. And every time something bad happens to him, it plays like a song, like the theme song to the show. But you know, I'm like, yeah, like that was a great workout. Like, oh man, I'm so motivated. I'm gonna lose 100 pounds. I'm gonna look really hot at the gathering. Certain people are gonna look at me and be like, man, I fucked up by passing on that guy. But as I was walking out, there's a sign that said we're gonna be closed for an indefinite amount of time, starting like in 2 days. So this song like immediately came to mind. Hopefully they'll be back open soon because I'm really wanting to get back at it and just like put in the work that I need to. And I'll figure out, I'll work out at home until they open up if I have to. Let's see, am I skipping all the way from, let's see, April, May? Did anything happen April, May? Apparently not, because I'm not seeing. What's the next picture here? Okay, yeah. This would have been June. My dad is a huge Kenny Chesney mark. Me, I'm not the biggest fan of country music, but he loves it, like, immensely. Like, Kenny Chesney's, like, his guy. So I bought him tickets on his birthday, I believe, to see Kenny Chesney in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, at the Blossom Music Center. And it was just great to, like, see him, like just so happy and just so, like, glad to be there. I was glad to, like, experience that with him, even though the music, like I said, I'm not big on country music, but the live show experience was good. Like, I had a good time. More so because he had a good time. Like, I probably wouldn't go again if it was just me or anything like that, but I was glad I got to do that with him. Another first I got to do, which I thought I had better pictures than this. Yeah, here's one. A friend of mine from high school who's a big AEW fan made a random post on his Facebook. AEW had this pay-per-view in Chicago called Forbidden Door, which is where they combined with New Japan Pro Wrestling to have AEW wrestlers and New Japan wrestlers face each other, like in a very special event. Maybe even a once-in-a-lifetime event, to be honest. But we got to Chicago and found out another friend of ours from high school was in town at the time. So we all got together and, like, yes, like people have their opinions about this guy. I'm not a fan of the guy. But the reason we took this picture is he wanted to put it on his Facebook and say, that's not the only tower that's going to be happening tonight. Like, she laughed at it. Like, we didn't, like, make any jokes at her expense. We told her that's what we were going to do, and we all laughed about it. But that caption that he came up with just cracked me up for that. But yeah, Chicago's a beautiful city. You know, people were like, especially my mom was like terrified that I was going to get shot being there for whatever reason. None of that happened. And this was like right after the Supreme Court voted to overturn Roe v. Wade as well. So like tensions were pretty high, and my mom thought there was going to be like riots in the streets and like skyscrapers being burnt down. None of that happened. I took a picture from my seat. Let me find it. I had my first Chicago-style hot dog, which I still prefer New York style, but that was pretty good. Like, I scarfed that down pretty quick. Yeah, there's my view. Like, there's the ring in the background, the entrance ramp. Pretty awesome seats, pretty great matches I got to see. Good time spent with my friend. That was in July. But then, also my first time going to Chicago, my first time going to an AEW pay-per-view as well. So that was, like I said, a lot of firsts for me in 2022, which I was very grateful for everything I got to experience this year. That's why I'm keep telling myself, lately I've been like, man, fuck 2022, like it's brought me nothing but pain and heartbreak. No, man, it's just the last couple months. The rest of the year was amazing, especially this next thing. Another first for me is I got to go to the Gathering of the Juggalos for the first time in my life. And I got to meet these two gentlemen right here, Mr. Shaggy 2 Dope and Mr. Violent J. I've met them before in meet and greet situations where it's literally you give them something, they sign it, you slap hands, handshake, whatever, and then whoever's there is like, all right, next, and like you never got to talk to them very much. This VIP experience was like completely different. Like you got to stand there and chat with them for like a while. Like I think I talked to them for a good like maybe 10, 15 minutes. I told Shaggy how much I loved Shaggy and the Creep at the time. He remembered me when I told him I was Davey Scorsese because he knew me from like the super chats and things like that during the Palcast. I told him I was sorry for some of the stupid things that I sent them in the super chats, usually jokes about wrestlers. And he said he appreciated me and everybody who does that because we give them like good content for the Palcast. So that was cool. First of all, that he like knew who I was when I told him, hey, I'm Davey Scorsese. He's like, oh shit, yeah, man, from the super chats. I was like, oh my god, Shaggy 2 Dope like remembers me. And then Violent J, like I told both of them, I was like, you guys, I hate to admit this is my first gathering that I've ever been to. And they're like, what? This is your first one? I told them, I was like, look, like I've just had life completely shit on me since I was like 21 years old until I was like 30. And it's taken me a while like to kind of recover from all that. So it's taken me this long, but I finally made it home. And yeah, I'm tearing up like thinking about it, like sorry. Oh, emotional stuff, but I got to tell Violent J because I brought the book he wrote called Behind the Paint. Yeah, Nitro gets it. Whoop whoop. But yeah, family. Whoop whoop. Katie Mac. But I told Violent J because I gave him the book. He's like, you read this? I was like, not only did I read this, brother, but this book right here is what inspired me to like put in the hard work for what I want in my life, to never give up, and just to never take no for an answer. Like I told him, like you're one of the biggest inspirations in my life. And I shit you not, he teared up like I am right now. And that's something like I'm never gonna forget in my life. Like lots of rappers or celebrities or whatever, people, they're always like, never meet your heroes because they treat you like an asshole. But these are two of the most like down-to-earth guys, and you can just tell they love and appreciate like all their fans. They love the Juggalos as much as we love each other. So I'm just glad I got to tell them, how much their music has meant to me and like what the family's done for me. There's my first emotional moment of the stream. Sorry for the tears, everybody. But yeah, let's another guy I got to meet. Like I'm getting these two out of the way because like it was cool to meet these people. Like this next person also, but the best people I met was the pals. But before I get into that, I got to meet this guy right here. I'm sure if you're in this chat, most of you know who this handsome motherfucker is. If you don't know, that's the one and only Keegan the Creep. And a funny story about this is this was, I believe, the first night of the gathering. Maybe it was the second night. We had like a pal party in our pal tent going on. That's right, you all know Keegan. But this wild ass storm like swept across the grounds, like Legend Valley, just like insane, and like everybody bounced, like they all were like abandoning ship. Like unfortunately, Misfit, I think she's taking a nap. She had kind of a mental breakdown because she like put, like, you all don't understand the amount of time and work she put into organizing these pal parties, getting the pal tent set up and everything, and she was just devastated by this storm. But me, Grim, and Emily Love, like we all stuck around because, well, like me and Emily, we're from Ohio, so we were built for this shit. Like we're used to horrible weather, and for like at least an hour or two, every golf cart that drove by, like Grim, just being an ass, was like, "Yo, Keegan, what up, homie?" And like, of course, people just drove by, like, what the hell are you talking about? Um, which is hilarious now that I think about it. But after like 2 hours, a golf cart drove by, and Grim was like, "Keegan, what up, homie?" And it stopped, and shit you not, this motherfucker hopped out and was like, "What up, pals?" And we're like, "Oh my god, you manifested this shit, bro." So again, I told Keegan, I was like, "What's up? I'm Davey Scorsese." He's like, "Davey!" You know, like he gets all loud and like just one of the most charismatic people like out there. And like it was just so cool, like, you know, like you say who you are, and like they actually like know who you are. And like, yeah, he was so nice. He let us all take pictures with him. He showed us his Harry Fairy tattoo on his upper thigh, and it wasn't covered in hair. You could still see it really well. He is a sweet boy. He's a very sweet boy. I'm really looking forward to seeing what 2023 brings for him and the Creep team. But yeah, it was just cool to be able to meet him like the first or maybe second night of the gathering after Grim manifesting it for like 2 hours. Let's see, where's the rest of my gathering pictures? Let me find them here. Sorry, beer. And I didn't even say my name, unlike some people like Sabby. Davey Scorsese. But I met these people right here. Awesome people. Monkey Boy, Grim, and Misfit. And this was after staying up all fucking night long. That's why we all look rough as hell. Like you can just tell. Like look at the crow's feet here, the bags under the eyes. Like all of us look like shit except Misfit, always looking clowny and just wonderful. But we had another pal party, and Keegan said he was gonna come, and he never showed up. So like just kind of like we made like this fake beef with him. We're like, he wants to be the bedtime enforcer but not come to our pal party. Well, fuck the bedtime enforcer. We're staying up all night. We're not going to bed. And so we stayed up all night just to protest. He even drove by one time and told us go to bed, and we're like, no. But yeah, we took this after the sun came up. We called ourselves the Sunrise Gang. So much love to Monkey Boy EJ, much love to Grim, much love to Misfit. Like I love all you, man. Like I really do. And then the last night of the gathering, you'll probably see a lot of familiar faces in this. Lots of JSN, sewer crew homies. We all got together for a picture by the Ferris wheel, and it was just awesome to meet all these people. I had a pal book. I wish I would have brought it down to show off, but I brought like this Arkham Asylum like journal, and I called it my pal book. And like every motherfucker I ran into, I was like, sign this for me. Kind of like at the end of a school year when you have people like leave you a message and sign their name in your yearbook. And I had everybody, even Hex signed it, Violent J, Shaggy signed it, Jump Steady, MC Lars. Like I didn't care if they were like Jugga famous are just, chilling and grinding with us in the dirt. Like nobody's name was more important than the other. Like you'd see, I'm trying to think of whose name. I think like D Rose's name was like right on the other side of like Violent J's signature. So like shit like that. Because we're all family, and that's kind of what I was getting across when I had this book. And like some people thought it was dope. The only person who was kind of confused is when I went to see Ouija Mac, which I'm getting ahead of myself on that, but I like kind of had him sign my pal book, and he was just like, "What's this?" I'm like, "It's my pal book." He's like, "Your pal book?" I was like, "Yeah, like I have all my pals sign it who are like Juggalo family." And he's just like, "Oh," and like signed it. But when I told DJ Chunk about it, he's like, wig was like blown back. He's like, "That's the dopest fucking thing I've ever heard, man." And, like he was so hyped on it. Like that's why I love DJ Chunk. He's awesome. And I had Hex sign it at the gathering. He thought it was cool too. Um, but yeah, everybody in this picture signed that thing. I think the only people I haven't had sign it that I want to sign now is DJ Clay, Shaggy the Airhead, and Devereaux. Yeah, DJ Chunk is like one of the coolest, most down-to-earth people I've ever met. Ninja, I hope you get to meet him someday because he is awesome. But yeah, one of the greatest experiences of my life was those few days in August at the gathering of the Juggalos. Like a bucket list item was finally crossed off. And another thing that happened at the gathering. I'm trying to be very careful how I word this, because like after I talk about this tonight, I'm never talking about it again. I'm letting it go. I got homies in the chat that can kind of like stop me if I like start saying shit I shouldn't. But I met someone at the gathering who kind of how do I word this? See, I gotta like keep my composure and find the right words to say at the same time, so it's like really hard to think about how to say this. But before then, I've been through a lot of like very toxic relationships in the past, and this person made me feel safe enough to open my heart up after like 5 years of keeping it guarded. It was her first gathering as well, so like I kind of wanted to make it special for both of us, so we like rode the Ferris wheel together, ran down to see Ouija Mac do his set together, and just like seeing the way her face would light up, like I fell for her like that, And I fucking hate that I'm crying on stream, but like I said, this is the last time I'm going to talk about it. I'm not going to get into any details on what went down, but oh, fuck off, Pippo Prune Prick, or whatever your name is. I ain't about that shit. But, yeah, anyway, that pissed me off enough to, like, kind of get me back to on track. Right. Damn you, Pippo. But, we both lived in Ohio. Like, she only lived about, like, a 2.5 hour drive away, which is fine with me. So we started, like, hanging out, going on dates. Well, I consider them to be dates, I guess. Finding out some things. She didn't see things the same way, but, like, we discussed, like, in the future, how we wanted to, like, work towards a relationship and stuff like that. But, that, in short, that didn't end up happening, and I feel like things could have been communicated better on their end, and that probably would have saved a lot of hurt for me, and the heartbreak that I'm kind of feeling, and kind of the way that we just don't get along now. And like I said, like she has her side. I respect her side of things in a way. In a way, I don't, because like I said, like she kept a lot of things from me, and even lied about things when directly asked about them. And that's just my perspective. I know, like, I'm not saying her name, like the shit's gone public so many times now, in like chats and Discord, but I'm still not gonna say her name in case there's people watching who have no idea what's going on. But like she blames me for, all I did was express like how hurt I was. Like, I tried very carefully not to like call her out. I did post kind of a poem I wrote in a Discord that we were mutually in a server, which was a bad judgment call on my end, because anybody who knows who we are could figure out who it was about pretty quick. And for that, I apologize for putting that in a public forum. That's on me. I'm sorry I did that. I'm gonna own up to my mistakes on this thing. But in turn, there's been people in the community who like just aren't too fond of her. And like some of it's because they're my homies. They don't like seeing me get hurt. But a lot of it is she's like, to me and apparently to a few other people, she's become a complete stranger and completely different from who she was, even when we met her at the gathering. Like I said, I'm trying to very carefully be respectful about all this. Like, if anybody is watching, even if she's watching, or somebody like censor this, listen, I still have respect for you. I still have love for you. I just think the way you handled things wasn't cool, and it hurt me a lot. I do forgive you. After tonight, I'm letting all this go, as much as it hurts me, and I'm moving on. And I just want to say that I am sorry for, because I know you were a part of this community before I was even. So I'm sorry if you feel like you're like losing the support and things like that. Like, that was never my intention for any of this. I just wanted to let people know, like, express myself on like my pain and heartbreak. And I never wanted it to come to the point that it is now. And I am sorry for that, Berninja. I am going to say sorry for that, because not just for her, but for the community as a whole. Like, I don't want any tension in the community. I don't want any division. I think everyone should be able to feel welcome. Whether it's Creep Team, Sewer Crew, JSN. Like, I think everybody deserves to feel welcome, despite any like personal bullshit that's going on. But the thing is, it's not just that. Like, as much as this person wants to blame me, they've also been behaving in a way that's been alienating people in this community and kind of driving people away. So I'm going to own up to my end of shit. Maybe you should do the same. And that's as nasty as I'm going to say. Like, that's as nasty as I'm going to get about it. Because, like I said, that part of me still loves this person, probably always will. That's just the way I'm built. That's the way I was raised. If I give a piece of my heart to someone, it is theirs forever. What they do with it, I can't control. But they own that for a long time. But yeah, I'm not airing out any dirty laundry. I'm not going to get into the details of what went down. You know what happened. You know what went down. I know you have your version of things. I have mine, I guess. But what it comes down to is the way it was handled, the way it wasn't communicated, caused me a lot of hurt and pain. And that's the biggest issue I have. What you decide to do with your life, you have every right to do. People have the right to change their mind on things. People have the right to make decisions, even if it hurts the other person. I would have been cool with all that if you would have just been open and honest about that from the beginning. So I just want that to be clear. That is the only issue I have with everything, is that I just kind of felt blindsided by all this. And that's why I was hurting. And I've already spent way too much fucking time talking about that. So that's all I'm going to say on the matter. Let's move on, shall we? Also in August, I got to, what else did I do in August? Yeah, let's go back to the fun stuff. Oh yes, in August, in case you all are wondering what a mark I am, I went to a third AEW show. That's me, my dad, and my brother. We went to an AEW show in Cleveland, Ohio, and there's a wrestler named Britt Baker. She was like the women's world champion for a long time. She's from Pittsburgh. People in Cleveland hate the Pittsburgh Steelers with a passion. Like, I give Keegan shit for it because he's a big Steelers fan, and as much as it hurts to say, I'm a Browns fan, which I'm not proud of, trust me. But and we just always have to give shit to people who like the Steelers because fuck the Steelers pretty much. But I respect Keegan despite his poor judgment skills when it comes to football teams. But Britt Baker came out to the ring wearing like black and yellow everything, carrying like a big terrible towel flag, and she got booed worse than anybody in the ring. And that's like what stood out to me the most. There were some great matches, but just that interaction between the crowd and Britt Baker was great. Also, in September, this is a picture from Shaggy 2 Dope's show in Columbus in this tiny little shoebox venue. Like, you can see how fucking small it is. But that's me right there, my back, my big ass head, and that is none other than DJ Clay. He jumped in the crowd during his set and moshed with everybody, and I was standing right there, and I was like, I gotta do this. So I like slammed into him a little bit. It's on the vlog on the Shaggy and the Creep show where they try to like do a show on a shoestring budget. Watch that vlog if you haven't, it's hilarious. But yeah, like I got to mosh with DJ Clay, another first in my life, which was amazing. Just like totally awesome. Fuck, I've been drinking too much. I know I'm gonna regret this fucking stream tomorrow. But, I mean, it's already been out in the open, so whatever. Yes, Clay is a very fun guy. Like, it's impossible to be in a bad mood when he's in the room, because he'll light that motherfucker up. But yeah, I gotta like be like right in front row for his set, Shaggy's set, the whole thing. It was awesome. Oh, and I think around the same time, it might have been September. Oh, this is September. Fuck it. Another first for me, and this is thanks to you guys. This is thanks to Keegan the Creep, especially thanks to Sailor V, because she's the one who guided Keegan's raid to my channel. Boom. I hit affiliate in like a week's time thanks to the support of this like amazing community. Like when I got this email, like I don't know anything about numerology or whatever, but I opened it at 12:12 like PM, and I was like wow, I was like they really came through for me, and this is actually happening. Yes, whoop whoop indeed. But Yeah, how awesome is that? Like, and I want to thank everybody who's been supporting me since I started streaming again. All thanks to the VIP and the Super Crew Homie of the Month in this chat room right now. I was watching her streams from her PS4, and that's all I had at the time was a PS4, and I was like, wow, like this actually looks pretty nice. Like this is a nice streaming setup. Like I didn't realize PS4 had such a good, you know, built-in streaming software or whatever. I did stream when Friday the 13th the game first came out. Like I dipped my toe kind of in the streaming game. Like big, I guess I more than that dipped a toe. I fucking cannonballed that bitch because I played Friday the 13th the game fully dressed in drag as Pamela Voorhees, Jason's mom. You can see some clips of that, I think, in my clips still. You just have to go back like however long. But it was pretty entertaining. I think like a 12-hour stream of that, maybe 8-hour, of just Friday the 13th the game dressed as Pamela Voorhees and and just acting like her. Like it was so much fun. And I miss the homies I used to game with back in those days, but I have come far, Ninja. That's what I realized, like, kind of looking back on the memories of this year. Like, I realized, like, this is a very great year for me, despite, like, you know, recent things that have been going on in my life. And like, I'm really hoping to drop the negativity. I know, you know, this person wants to make some kind of, like, song about me or whatever. And more power to him. Like, I'm going to try my hardest to not even listen to it, to be honest. I know curiosity gets the best of us. I'll probably eventually, like hear it just, you know, just to know what was said. But I'm already not planning to even acknowledge it or respond to it because there's no need. I wish you well. Like I really do. I know you don't think that, but I wish you nothing but the best. But if you feel that making this song will help whatever you're going through, then have at it. But I'm not going to be a part of it anymore. But if you want to get the last word in, if that's what'll make you feel better, then go you. Okay. But also September. I'm glad I can transition to this because this is another big deal to me. This picture right here is me, of course. You can tell by the handsome features, the luscious pillowy lips, those deep, like grayish blue eyes, and that beard that I've had way before Keegan the Creep ever did. And this is my best friend. I met him in kindergarten, and as you can tell by our hats, we bought matching hats. But we were huge Nine Inch Nails fans from like freshman year high school, probably even before that and on, like even to this day. I'd seen Nine Inch Nails a couple times, like before this show. This was his first show, and it was very special because, like, we went from listening to the album The Fragile in our cars while waiting for the school bus in high school to finally going together to see them live. And this is a very special show because they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2020, and they had like a huge show in Cleveland to celebrate because I don't know, as much as Ohio sucks, like a lot of bomb-ass musicians, actors, like just a lot of cool people have come from Ohio. And Trent Reznor actually recorded Nine Inch Nails' first album, Pretty Hate Machine, in Cleveland, Ohio. But the show got pushed back because of COVID until this year. And I shit you not, like I was at work on my computer waiting for the tickets to go on sale. And I got on right at 10 a.m. when they went on sale, and I managed to get like some of the very last seats that were available. And they were sold out like almost instantly after that. So just to know that we were able to go to this show was the bomb. And it was like a special night because they had like bandmates that haven't been on stage with them since Pretty Hate Machine, like Richard Patrick from Filter. They played the song "Hey Man, Nice Shot" together. Like seeing Trent Reznor and Richard Patrick sing that song together was like, oh my god, mind blowing. Like we both just kind of looked at each other like, this is really happening. Like this is a once in a lifetime thing that we're witnessing. And like Danny Lohner was there, Charlie Closer, like just all these band members that haven't been on stage with Nine Inch Nails for years. Like all came out at the end of the show for the last like 5 songs, I think. And that night was one of the happiest nights I've had in a long time. I have the poster from it in the background for my stream setup because it's just a reminder when I feel down, like how happy I felt that night, that I can achieve that happiness again. So it motivates me pretty much. Um, that was September. October was bittersweet because like something very cool and stale happened at the same time. I'm just going to talk about the cool thing that happened. I got to go to Detroit for the first time in my life and see ICP perform in their hometown at City Club for Bloody Sunday. And there's Violent J looking like some fucking like goth ass like crazy preacher. Like I don't know what the shadow is here, like if that's part of his paint, but I just thought that was such a cool shot that I got of him on stage for the Bloody Sunday show, which is like something that's never been done as far as I know. Like you had to go dressed in all black to get a special CD, which was the Bloody Sunday single for Violent J's album that was supposed to come out on Black Friday, and we're still waiting on, in typical Juggalo fashion. But he looked fucking cool. Shaggy looked fucking cool. Like they had like the studded jackets, they had like these kilts on, and you can kind of see it in the shot that this other person took, and they were painted up like Brandon Lee and the Crow. And like it was in like this goth club, which was awesome. Like one of the coolest venues I've ever been to. I wish I would have pulled up the picture. Yeah, you've probably seen it on my Instagram or Facebook, but I got to meet Scythe Gang 666, and they're like some cool people. Like King Zab, Crime Wave, and Maisie are just like the sweetest, coolest people I've ever met. And I remembered seeing Maisie at the gathering and being like, "Hey, what up? How you enjoying the gathering?" And you know, she's like, "Yeah, it's cool." And then had no idea she was in the band or anything like that. And then like once I figured out, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like I talked to her at the gathering, and then she remembered me when I talked to her again at Bloody Sunday, which, like I said, was pretty cool. But that was an awesome show, awesome set by ICP. Like very unique show to go to. They didn't throw any Fago. They threw blood. It's purely speculation if it was really blood or not. The bottles did say sheep's blood on it, but who knows? That's all I'll say, just in case there's any kind of legal ramifications. Purely speculation. Some say it was blood, but you never know. Yeah, it probably was like water and like food coloring or something like that. But for entertainment's sake, we'll say it was blood. Um, that was the last like super like dope thing to happen to me this year. Was the Bloody Sunday show, because after that, like, well, things weren't so great. But I've talked enough about that. But like I said, I made it to October having a fucking badass year. So November, December, 2 months. I'm not gonna let that define the whole year. 2022 was fucking awesome. Like one of the best years of my life, and I mean that. Like, yeah, you would think you'd smell like it would smell like copper or iron, like blood, like kind of has like a penny smell to it. You know, like I probably shouldn't say too much, but you know when you get those nosebleeds. But yeah, what a great year I had. And I'm just gonna go back to oh shit, yeah, I forgot when I went to Cleveland the second time. Oh, why is it showing both pictures? Hold on. I got to represent for the Pals with the "Oh Pal Yeah" sign that made it on TV during AEW Dynamite. Um, that was, I don't think that was CM Punk's last match in AEW, which I'm pretty sure he's not coming back. Because he did come back to win the title at All Out, only to like completely act like an idiot at the press conference after and get in a fight with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and get probably permabanned from AEW. But at least I got to have the Opal Yeah sign, and Keegan loved it. He told people he wanted that to be a trend for every wrestling show if you're on TV to hold up a Opal Yeah sign. So yeah, I think I'll end it on that picture because that's the theme of this year and every year. Opal Yeah, because I love you, pals. I really do. I love all of you. You're all incredible to me. Um, you've gotten me through more than you'll ever know. And that's why 2023 I'm going to focus on me. Grim made a joke today in a chat. He used to call me the ladies' man, like I said. Now he said that my new name is Dr. Hustle. I don't know how he comes up with these names, but yes, 2023 I'm going to focus on me and my hustle. I'm going to eliminate my insecurities, or at least whatever. I don't know if anybody ever eliminates their insecurities, but I'm going to work on them. I'm losing the weight. I have psoriasis that's ever growing. Like it covers up almost one entire leg. It's starting to spread on the other leg. I got it pretty bad on my elbows. I don't know if that shows up on the camera. But I'm gonna go to a dermatologist and like see what can be done about that. I'm gonna lose the weight. I have excessive amounts of body hair on my back, especially. If I got to get the old waxy wax, I'll get that done. Whatever I got to do, just to feel comfortable in my own skin and love myself and my body. And so I can just kind of, like I said, strut around at the gathering next year and be like, "Oh yeah, who are you again?" And just keep walking. But I mean, a little bit of pettiness is some good motivation too. But mainly, I'm doing it for me. But yes, I agree. Good things are coming for me. As I broadcast this stream, I am in my parents' basement. I kind of turned a section of it into this little streaming gimmick that I have here. And cost of living, without any kind of assistance, I'm not eligible for any kind of assistance, is just way too damn high right now. But that's another thing I really need to work on is better money management. Like I need to like save up more money like towards my own apartment. I don't care if it's a studio. Like I just want to get out and have say that I have a place to call my own. I mean, I know if you rent, it's not really yours, but just, like my own space. Because, it takes a toll on someone being in their 30s and living in their parents' basement. I know, like, a lot of people are in that situation. But, like, the situation that's unfolded recently, like, can I really blame this person for, let's see, do I want to be with a guy who lives with his parents or these people that have their own place and will evidently give me whatever I want from what I've seen, including drinking problem. God, I've had too much to drink. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm sorry. God, I hope that doesn't. I hope that doesn't start anything. But I guess it's already begun in a way. But like I said, I'm going on drunken rants now. Yeah, I'm tipsy. I've been drinking a lot, guys. I'm pretty tipsy. In case you didn't know, I'm tipsy. Isn't that wild? But Fernangie, you're gonna get me in trouble, damn it. But But yeah, Opal, yeah. I don't want the stream to be too long because I know all you West Coasters are about to get ready to ring in the new year and, you know, like reflect on the year you had. Was it good? What was good about it? What was bad about it? And try to like be thankful for the good that happened. I had a ton of great, awesome shit happen to me this year. I probably won't have a year like this again where I've done so much in one year. In fact, I know that because next year I'm really going to focus on cutting back on the big events and things like that. Like I definitely want to go to the gathering, but that's probably going to be about it for me in 2023, to be honest. Just because, like I said, like I really want to focus on myself and getting myself like out of the situation I'm in, both actually mentally, physically, and financially. And I can't be doing that if I'm spending all my money on shows and wrestling events and things like that. But I will definitely be at the gathering for sure. Let's see. Anything else I want to talk about tonight? I mean, there's lots I want to talk about, but I'm not going to because I'm done. It's a new year. Time to let go of everything and focus on what's important. So you won't see me, making any jokes in any chats, any discords, anything like that. Even, well, never mind. The point is, it's time to move on, and that's what I plan on doing. And focus on, the people that matter to me. The people who are there for me, the people who support me, people like you, Berninja, people like you, Nitro, people like Misfit. Like I said, I think she's napping. And just a lot of people in this community that show me support. There's some people that even, straight up told me, like, I'm not taking any sides in this matter. Great, I don't want anybody to take sides. I've never wanted people to take sides. But they said, I'm not here to take sides, but I still love you and I still support you in any way. And I appreciate all of you. But I don't want anyone to feel like they have to take a side because there is no side to take. Things like life happens and like people heal. And that's what I want to do. I want to start healing. And yes, I am tipsy because God, I did not expect to go on a fucking rant about this shit tonight. But like I said, I had to let it out. Now I can move on. I think that's about it for me. Hold on, let me pull out my phone. Let's see, anybody I can raid? Yeah, I usually have my laptop out so I can check that stuff. Yeah, I got that awesome box from Keegan, that's right. Holy shit, so something dope did happen to me in December. I won the fucking big box. I can't believe I forgot about that. Thank you, Berninja. Yeah, I won a big box giveaway from Keegan. I won the level 5 hype train wheel from Radam on his stream. Like karma has been on my side big time, and that makes me happy. So, God, look, I got like the red nose and the cheeks. Oh my God, I'm tipsy, guys. Isn't that wild? I guess I'm just a little tipsy. That's all. You hate to see it. Oh God, stop it, David. Stop it. Anyway, who's on? Who's on? What am I doing? Paris Hilton says that's hot, but let's not give anybody any ideas on other sayings to steal. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and raid. You know what? I like Queen Light. She's cool. She's shown me support and stuff. So we're gonna raid her before my mouth gets me in any more trouble. But thank you for those of you who came in to show love. Thank you to everyone who continues to show me love and, help me get through these things. There's something to leave you with, a nice little beer burp. You're welcome, ladies. Congratulations to Berninja, Sewer Crew Homie of the Month for January, starting 2023 off right with a worthy candidate for that title. So I'm glad. Like, there's no one off the top of my head that I can think of more deserving of that than you. Like, the Toys for Tots hero, come on. Like, if anyone's surprised that it's Berninja, you're either not paying a lot of attention or you're an idiot, because who else would it be? Queen Ninja, there we go. Queen Perv Ninja. Yes, for sure. Alright. Anyway, let's go ahead and show Queen Light some love. Wish her a happy new year. Let's see, I think she's just chatting as well. So, awesome. Oh, hold on. Let's see. I'm so tipsy, I forgot to hit the space. Alright, the raid has been created. But there's only one emote I can think of to use to say how I feel about letting go and moving on and watching me rise in 2023. And that's this one right here. You'll love to see it. Probably be one of my last opportunities to use that emote, so why not take advantage of it? So, alright, let's go over to Queen Light, y'all. Show her love. And I love you all. Good night.